Howdy everyone. I'm back at it again. It's a beautiful day for some kayak fishing. Getting kind of a late start today. It's about 5 p.m. right now. I had to get the lawn mowed and do a few other chores around the house earlier today, but we've got about 4 hours until sunset to try to find some bass. So I think today we're going to try to find out if bass eat pickles. Actually, this is a frog lure. It is a Lunkerhunt Froglet. I've got the 4-inch version of that. It says it's a topwater walking bait. Kind of looks like a hollow body spook kind of lure. We'll give it a quick practice cast here and see how it looks. Oh, it actually walks really well. See, there's a lot of cattails on this lake. A few patches of pencil reeds, a few lily pads. I guess we'll toss the old pickle lure around out here today. We'll see what we can catch. That's just a goofy looking lure. Looked just like a pickle in one of the pictures I saw of it, so I had to order one and give it a try. I know it's technically a frog lure, but I think today's video will be titled, "Do Bass Eat Pickles?" Maybe it'll get a couple extra views. Yeah, we'll fish around out here, see what we can find. There is a chance of thunderstorms, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for those. Probably won't go too far from the launch. I'll stick within a mile or so. Yeah, we'll see if we can find some bass out here this evening. There we go. Well, that one chased down the froglet. Just about to reel it in there and recast. But this fish had other plans. First fish of the day, pretty little bass on the pickle lure. Well, you guys, that's going to do it for today's trip. I'm just kidding. I have been hearing a lot of thunder though, so I pulled up the weather radar and this system right here is coming right at me. So I'm going to quick paddle back to the launch, load up my kayak and go maybe 10 miles down the road. Hit another lake with some really similar structures, so we'll keep tossing the pickle lure over there, I think. Well, I've made my way over here to the second lake. There's a little bit more traffic at this one. There's a couple people fishing back at the launch and about a dozen vehicles there, but I think it's mostly recreational boaters out here today. It's 4th of July weekend. It's probably me and one other person targeting bass anyway. But the good news is I don't hear any thunder rumbling over here. I think that's the system I just ran from. It's kind of going off that way. And hopefully we're good to go the rest of the night at this lake. It's a lot of similar type of structure to the other one I started out on. A lot of cattails, pencil reeds. I think I'll mostly work the edge of those and see what else we can catch with the pickle frog. So something go splash back inside this little pocket here. Looks kind of fishy back here. Should we go check it out? Yeah, pretty shallow back here. I don't know if we're going to find anything. There was a bass back here. Oh, that's actually a nice one too. I didn't think we'd find much back here. Oh, he shook my frog. I almost got him in the net. Well, that was exciting at least. It's probably a good 3-pound bass. Well, it's good to see that they are up shallow though, because I haven't really found much for depth out here yet. Sounds like we got some live music out here tonight. At least with live music, I don't have to worry about copyright strikes. Come on up here, you. Decent little guy. All right, catching some bass. Got some NDYakAngler going on over there. We have some dark clouds over here, but I think they're going that way. Oh, that was something a little bit better, I think. A little bit better. Yeah, I haven't caught anything real big yet, but the size of these fish, they sure do put up a good fight. There we go. Come here, you. All right, settle down. That's not a bad fish right there. Might be the biggest one I've landed so far today. I've lost a couple decent ones, but nice clear water out here too. I always like watching the fish swim away. see if we can land this one. I got a lot of line out here. Oh, it's not even a bass, it's a pike. Little pike. At least I got him hooked in a good spot here where he's not going to take my lure. Maybe. Well, I guess pike like pickles too. I was kind of hoping I'd stay away from those pike a little bit just because I've only got one of these lures and I don't want to lose it to a pike bite off. Come on, he hung up on a reed over there, yep, and he's gone. If you let him get hung up on one of those reeds, they are gone. Oh, big old snapping turtle down there. Oh, he wants that pickle frog, look at him. Yeah, he's just trying to get away from me. That might be what he's doing. There we go. So that one really didn't hit all that hard. Kind of thought I just had a bluegill nipping at my frog over there. Decent little guy on the pickle lure. And it's about average size out here today. Oh, I didn't think he got it at first there. I don't know if he did even. There we go. There's a decent fish. Right, you stay on there. Get off those pencil reeds. All right, look at that. That's definitely the biggest one of the day. Probably about the size of that first fish that I had shake my pickle. It's a beautiful evening out here for some bass fishing. That was a nice one. This lure's starting to get a little bit torn up though, where I have to squeeze the water out of it just about every cast. So can't really say that I'd recommend this little Lunkerhunt Froglet. The main issue that I'm having is, well, now it's got a little rip there where the hooks come through, but it seems like they molded the hole here where the eyelet comes through a little bit too big, and that allows air to escape and water to enter through the bottom. So even when that thing was brand new, I could get maybe a half dozen casts off between having to squeeze the water out of it, which honestly gets kind of frustrating. But hey, it's catching some fish though. It's always kind of fun to try a new lure, but it's the little details like that, making that hole just a little bit too big to let air through. It's those little details that'll make or break a lure design, in my opinion. So if it wasn't for that, I mean, I wouldn't mind this lure. I'd Kind of like the hooks to be a little bit bigger on it, but it walks really nice. And that narrow design really helps the lure to come through these pencil reeds pretty well too, so. But yeah, just having to squeeze that water out of there. I mean, my hands look like raisins from squeezing that frog all day. You stay on. So I didn't even see that one hit. I just felt them at the end of my line. There's another nice one. That sun's getting low in the sky. We're starting to get some decent fish out here. Nice one. Alright, you guys, that's going to do it for today's trip. The sun is set. It's about that time for me to paddle back to the launch. It's been a lot of fun out here today, though. We caught a pile of bass. Mostly smaller fish, but we found a few nicer ones mixed in. And we found out bass do, in fact, eat pickles. Or at least pickle-shaped frog lures. Yeah, we caught a bunch of fish with that little Lunkerhunt Froglet. Not sure if I'll toss that one again though. I mean, I had to squeeze water out of that thing pretty much constantly today, especially once it started ripping there where the hook comes through. But it got the job done. Caught a whole bunch of bass. And it is always a blast getting a bunch of bass on topwater. So I had a lot of fun out here today. I hope you guys enjoyed the day in the kayak with me. Thanks for coming along with me again. I'll see you next time.